Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Andrea Little Mason, affectionately known as Dr. Doula, and I want to thank you for spending 5 minutes with me. I've had such a wonderful weekend. It's literally one of those weekends I would say it was the best of times, it was the worst of times for so many different reasons. But one of the reasons why that sticks out to me most is just dealing with my Spanish. I have been practicing, as I said before, for 2 years consistently. I had taken the 3 years and 3 or 4 years in high school 30 years ago. However, um, since my trip to the Dominican Republic, I had decided to commit myself to learning again. And I had some things that came up that I have so many big plans to really connect with Spanish speaking people in the diaspora, especially those of African descent. And so I'm working with that and everything. I had something that came up. It was really challenging in this whole area of me learning and practicing, but I did some amazing things. I took a leap and I said, let me go on Facebook, let me go on Instagram and look for these Facebook, look for these Spanish speaking groups. And many of them, the questions, you ask a question before you enter the group. It was all in Spanish. And so I needed to respond in Spanish. And I was like, oh my gosh, can I really do this? I was so concerned that perhaps they won't accept me, perhaps. And they were all groups that were based around Afro Latinos or Afro Latinas or Las Negras or Afro Mexicanos, something like that. They were all based in something like that. And so I was like, I was very nervous. I asked to get in these groups of, hundreds and some of thousands. And I started getting into these groups and I was so excited because I was like, wow, it really worked. They didn't reject me right off because some of the questions were like, ¿Dónde vives? Where do you live? And and I just didn't know what to think. But this is what I'll say. I also went out on another limb, and there was a sister that I saw in the group, and she's from Lima, Peru, an Afro Latina. And I was like, she looks friendly. Her greeting in the group was so big. I said, I am going to request her for a friend. What was I thinking? So I did. I requested to be her friend and she accepted, but she didn't just accept. She started speaking to me. She is not an English speaker. And she started talking to me and talking to me. And so I really quickly just told her, I am learning Spanish and please, whatever, be patient. Sorry, I write so slow. And she's like, oh, no te preocupes, whatever. And don't worry about it. And I just want to just give cheers for this new person. And by the time I was asking her questions and asking if she could, telling her that I wanted to, find more places and know more about Afro Latinas. And so she was inviting me to groups that I had never heard of. And she's like, there, now you have more groups. You can go in and read what's being written and see what's being said in Espanol. And I was like, and it was so overwhelming and it was so good at the same time. And I was like, whew. So then, well, that's enough for this one because this is 5 minutes with Dr. Doula. So I'll tell you about the rest of my amazing weekend. But I just was so excited because, by the end, she was like, ya somos amigas. Already we are friends. And it was just wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. She was teaching me or just showing me things. Things that were important to her as an Afro Latina and that lives in Peru. And so I just wanted to share that, the diaspora, we are, massive, we are big. And, I can understand a little Portuguese, but right now I'm focusing on Spanish. And to just know that we are family. we are family, and to look for ways to connect. This really makes me happy. And I'll even tell you more about my weekend next time. But I think what I'm going to show you in the video today, I'm going to show you a little clip from when I was in South Africa, 2019, in June, most recently. And I was at the conference and there was a break and I heard the singing in the background. And I was like, oh no, what is that? You know, I'm missing something, and I'm in there with the dignitaries and people. And by that, I really do mean these are people from the government. These are people from that are considered to be kings, queens in their area. And I was like, I cannot miss the culture here. So I rush out, turn on my video, and I'm going to show you what I saw. And this is at a conference, a legitimate conference, and just the culture that oozed out from everything. I just felt extremely fortunate to be there. So I'm going to share that. Thanks for being with me.